idea and name actually of microclimate come from?
So the idea really came out of realizing when I moved back here to Geneva that there was a wine industry and it was starting to flourish. Um, Having the good fortune to find this building and sink my teeth into it and approach it from the standpoint of it being a blank canvas. What could I do with it? It really was a few friends just sitting around and ripping things off the walls and out of the ceilings. And before I knew it, we had built a bar. It was done again very organically. That took about 2.5 years. My family background is in the wine industry. My mother is from the Champagne region in France. My grandfather, one of my uncles, were in the Champagne industry, and so I'd grown up around that, and I wouldn't say that I took to it as it was never really a drive or passion for me. My interest was always design. So I think, if anything, the concept in kind of the creation of microclimate was rooted in I wanted to have this canvas and turn it into something, and ideally a place where people could just get together and have conversations. I consider myself a conversationalist, probably to a fault, as any of your viewers are going to pick up on this. But, that's really where it started. In the name, I mean, if anybody's opened a business before, they know that naming something like this, it's a challenge. And thankfully, I have a friend, his name is J.J. Nicholson. He is one of the 4 Nicholson kids who opened, whose father, I should say, opened Red Jacket Orchards up on the hill, one of Geneva's, most celebrated, businesses, and a real trailblazer in the food and beverage scene around here. So JJ called me at 3 o'clock in the morning one day and said, "Hey, I have the name for your bar." He and I were always spitballing about ideas. He's an architect by trade. And he said, "It's microclimate." And I was asleep, so I said, "JJ, that's a terrible name. Don't ever call me at this time again." I hung up the phone, and over the weeks, I just thought about it. I chewed on it a little more, and I realized what a perfect name, because it really can be so many things. It's on the micro level, this little space we, occupy and have the kinds of conversations that I was hoping we would. And on a more macro level, it can mean what it means in the wine industry, which is the climate affecting, these grapes and where they're grown on hillsides around specific lakes. So it's a really layered name, and I think that's a good representation of the concept anyways. And it's a fun name, and it just happened to fit on the building perfectly because there are that many spaces for each letter in the word microclimate to fit between the brackets I have holding up a little parapet wall up there. So it was meant to be. It was meant to be.